hanging out in the man cave.
So,
Hey,
so Ryan,
everybody, you got me on camera. Welcome to another session of the Night Owl. I'm Brother John, and we're here with some great friends here. We got Grant in the house. We got Jello in the house, aka Sky Daddy John Guevara, aka Norse Invasion John May, aka John May. Prescott, Reuven, Ryan, welcome to the Night Owl. How's everybody doing?
Awesome.
doing good. So
Okay.
Ryan, I haven't seen you around before, man. What's your theological and political positions?
Oh, John got right into it. I mean, that's the first question. It's not, hey, Ryan, hi, how's your day going? What do you like to do? Oh, okay. Because I already know where Ryan stands. So you want to get it interesting right away.
Well,
Doesn't Ryan stand on the flat Earth?
The flat Earth, yes.
yeah, and that's a piece. That's been my latest awakening and the latest thing I've noticed lately.
That's your signature now, Ryan.
Yeah, well, as we know, perception is reality. But yeah, no, I'm theologically speaking, I'm a Christian. Politically speaking, politics is just another guise.
Does
But
that
anyway.
answer your question, John? Goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be nice if we got in a little bit more in depth. What particular Christian sect do you adhere to?
Okay.
Calvinist, Baptist, Pentecostal, Catholic. What do you got for me?
Uh-oh. John, I'm sensing a little abrasiveness in your voice.
Those the schisms are man-made.
Indeed.
Okay. Non-denominational.
Same argument could be made for Christianity in general, but I won't go
Sure,
there.
you're right. You just never said to call yourself a Christian, right? But for the lack of a better term, that's what I used. But hey, I really just wanted to sit back for a minute and see what you guys are all about. I jumped in last
Cool.
time I said fellow before, so I'm kind of like to hang out. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem, Ryan. Always welcome. Yeah. Grant, did you come back yet? Guess not. John May is away too. Maybe they're having a private chat together. Prescott, how's your work week been?
Oh, it was long. I'm taking tomorrow off, and so I'll have a nice long weekend.
Nice.
Terribly sorry about that.
Yeah, that really sucks when I can't work.
Sorry, no, I meant terribly sorry about being AFK.
AFK.
It's okay. You let's see. There's still 2 spots left over, so you had some breathing room there.
You were almost,
Long-
I mean, close though.
You have
Close.
I'm sorry.
I was just warning and threatening him, about how close he was. Quiet for too long.
Yeah.
Just to answer Ryan's question about, what I believe, I'm a God-fearer.
Did he ask you?
Yeah, he asked everyone in the room what did they believe.
No, that was no. But no, go ahead. Yeah, I don't mind what anyone believes. By the way, I think that's important.
He said he just wanted to sit back and listen for a while, get to know us, right?
Correct. Yeah, I don't mean.
Well, Brother John, you can't get to know someone if you don't talk about yourself.
I know, but I was just talking to Prescott about his work week, man.
I don't know how well you guys know each other. To be honest, I don't know.
We know each other well enough that we can abuse each other and.
You guys know Baby Bear?
Baby who?
Baby Bear.
Baby What are you talking about?
Baby bear.
There was the Papa Bear, the Mama Bear, and the Baby Bear.
You know the baby bear.
Is that what you're
Baby
talking
Bear's bed was too soft.
It's a baby.
about? Oh my goodness.
What is the story, if you think about it? What's the hidden undertone of that story? Very simple, but you think about some of the things you get taught as a very young kid. It's kind of interesting.
You guys know Phantom Lion? I'm really scared of that guy.
That's rough, Brother John. That's hateful.
I'm only a little bear. I don't put up much fight with a Phantom Lion.
Hey Prescott, I waited up for you last night. You didn't turn up. What happened, buddy?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't last night. It was this afternoon for me.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I waited another 3 hours, but you didn't come back.
No, I didn't. I'm sorry.
We built a monument there on that spot, though, just to a memorial of where we waited and sacrificed.
Actually, Grant and I, we had a nice long conversation about how we were glad that you hadn't told us that we had to stay and wait, because, you know, I guess John apparently was in there for another hour and a half after we left.
I just had to close my eyes for about half an hour or so, but I'm sorry if I closed the room down, Prescott. You couldn't find me, but it's okay.
You've
We're
got
back
a
to...
funny accent. You have a funny accent. You have a funny accent.
Is there a possibility of getting Phantom Lion in the room? Why don't you send the invite to him, Brother John?
He's got a sexy voice.
John,
Brother John, you did it. I think
That's my silly side, Ryan. Maybe I'll bring Baby Bear back later. I have another guest for you. Maybe he'll come out.
Does someone want to explain who Phantom Lion is to Ryan, so he's caught up?
Yeah, what is Phantom Lion, I guess? Am I walking into...
Yeah, it's someone's alter ego.
Phantom Lion is a gentleman's alter ego, yes. Yes. He wants to be able to have the freedom to walk around dressed like a... I don't know, it doesn't look like a lion. Well, it's some kind of a cat figure. Cat face, you know.
I think it's just like another version of Rancam.
Oh, there you go.
You know,
Yeah.
In the same way that he's got his little alter ego going on, Phantom Lion does as well.
Well, it's been argued to me that Phantom Lion causes no harm, and so what? So he should be able to do what he wants.
There you go. You're right. And you know what? I will be honest, and this is live. I thought he was kind of strange when I first met him. But I remember that hangout later on. It was cool. We were in a good convo. You know, he's just got the things he's dealing with, just like everyone else.
Can I ask Grant a question?
Sure.
You say it doesn't, as long as it doesn't hurt anyone else, but would it be fair to say it might be hurting him?
I don't know. I don't know.
Who determines that?
Does he have a right to hurt himself?
He doesn't have a right to hurt others.
No, but does he have the right to hurt himself?
I honestly don't know if anyone has the right or doesn't have the right, or anyone has the right to take that away from them or anything. Well, my whole point is I can't be a judge of whether he is hurting himself with that belief.
But you can have a choice, which is a nice thought. Think about it. You know, you might not have a right, but you have a choice.
I guess the question would be, question I would have to ask is, since we do have different perspectives here, the question would be, where do you think your rights come from? Then we can determine whether he has the right or not.
Good point.
Well, I think that it depends. I'm not. That's unfamiliar territory for me, but I believe a lot of them are structured as part of the social construct. Yes.
I think, I mean, if you're talking beyond, like, I don't know, legalities or whatever, I think they come from human empathy.
Would you please change that?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's
Sorry.
just creepy.
Hilarious.
Well, I don't think your rights come from empathy. I think morality comes from there, but rights are, that's a whole different topic, isn't it? I mean,
Well, here's an interesting point. I always thought was funny that people say it's their God-given right to bear arms. Now, whether or not where any of you stand on it, is it really a God-given right? I mean, I think that's kind of a funny thing to say.
well, I think a lot of people bear arms in atheist countries.
Right, but they don't bear arms under the Second Amendment.
No, but I think God-given right is kind of become a colloquial expression.
Agreed.
So Ryan, where do you think our right? I mean, unless you believe we don't have any, right? Where do you believe they come from?
Where do our rights come from? Hard to throw in the collective we, but it's not. I believe they come from how you should treat other people and the conduct of God. That's where I think the truth is. I think the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, whatever, it's all still man-made legalism.
What does I guess was it fine. You guys might probably know your history better than me. So any type of government like we established with the Constitution, declaring our inalienable rights are endowed by a creator. Was there a government before that, or something similar, stating that how our rights are just like innate?
Innate?
Sorry, I'm smoking a little today, so because I'm feeling really good.
I like a name. I like the way you put it the first time, man. That was good.
Innate? You're making fun of my New York accent.
No.
Your use of the word inane.
No, not inane.
It was humorous to Jello. It was humorous to me too, okay. But I knew what you meant.
Okay, thank you. So, my question.
That's why I corrected you. We're live. I didn't.
Sorry, I stepped out to get coffee. Are we still talking about where rights come from?
Well, no, Grant. No, this is the second time you walked away. You didn't warn us. Now we got to contact with you again for the second time.
I'm sorry. You're going to have to do it one more time when I go to get my dinner. It's on the stove.
Okay, to recap.
Killing the show, Grant.
I'm sorry. I was reading Ruben's comments over here to say they can't be given or taken away, but I would argue that in the context of, like our government can definitely take away your right and restore your right.
Agreed. And that doesn't mean. Yeah, Ruben, I feel like you're trolling a little bit. That's okay.
I mean,
not you, Ruben is.
Yeah, I was just going to say in the greater argument that I'm with you guys hands down that, your rights are innate. I believe that. And governments are supposed to be erected to protect those rights, but I don't think they necessarily do. Is it innate? I thought it's innate.
Yeah, I believe it is innate. But look, then that's to say, look, do you really believe in your red and blue, your Democrat and Republican? I mean, I think that's kind of funny. Like to even have this kind of conversation, I think is to me beneath you guys. You guys seem like pretty sharp. Like, why even argue politics? Why even argue religion? Why don't we talk about the things that
I'm
are...
not arguing. I'm not arguing.
Not arguing. Conversing. I don't mean arguing. Wrong word.
Rights doesn't that I'm talking about rights doesn't necessarily have to be, who says it has to be political?
Well, the governing body can determine a set rule and regimen, which determines, in fact, that your rights.
Yeah,
Well-
but does that make them right, or is there a sense? Say if they say, okay, it's against the law to say anything bad about your president. Anything, nothing.
Fair.
Just say,
Whoever you cannot speak against is the one who controls you. Agreed. I see what you're saying. At what point would any sort of defined government right infringe upon personal liberty? How's that? I think that's a good question to ask.
probably the better question probably would be liberty. Yeah, our liberties is. I mean, is there a general distinction? You are saying rights is what's given by the government, even though, like I'm saying, back at the Constitution, it was saying the rights are rights that we are, supposed to be endowed by a Creator. It's something inside of us. We seek freedom. It's human nature to want freedom, to express oneself.
Agreed.
That's the kind of rights I'm talking about. Something that's built in your whole human character and DNA and all that stuff. Those kind of rights. The rights
And then immediately we try to restrict the rights of those around us from interfering with our own rights. You have the right to not come on my property. You have the right to not bother me at home.
But owning a property is a right.
I think that's kind of the given rule, though, isn't it? Your rights end where mine begin, kind of deal.
Yeah.
Well, I guess what I'm wondering is if the question shouldn't be governments aside. Do we believe that there is an idea of a universal human right,
Yes.
and what does that look like?
I think the term universe is funny.
Okay, how about global?
You go to your university, you're taught about a universe.
Okay, I changed it to global.
Okay, yeah, there. That's a better. I don't know. Someone else answer.
One of the reasons why I say, we have three atheists in the room, and so obviously when we talk about rights endowed by our Creator, that's kind of odd to them because they don't believe in a Creator. But I think that they believe in human rights or personal rights and freedoms. So, and I know that
That stems into your ego, is where they get that from, the idea the self is important or unimportant. Now, I would like to ask an atheist, if you believe in the Big Bang Theory, which is nothing more than a theory.
Well, that's a misuse of the term, but whether I do or don't, it doesn't
What
affect
part
my
of the
atheism at all.
Yeah, hold on. We're getting so totally sidetracked here.
You like that? There was. And then look, Grant's obviously.
I particularly don't like the creation Big Bang.
We don't have to go that route. We don't.
I don't want to. I really don't want to go that route.
I digress.
Yeah,
okay. So back to the issue of rights.
Yes.
There was, and for the Christian in the room, there is in the New Testament the idea of that we ought to obey God rather than man.
Yeah, not the ways of the world. Correct. Yeah.
So if your government was saying restricting your right, which you believe God gave you, do you have a right then to violate what the government has basically prescribed for you in legislation, in terms of...
Oh, okay, yeah, and I guess to answer your question, I would say that that doesn't give me an excuse to disobey or cause harm to others. No, it doesn't.
So even if it meant that you were not able to exercise your duty to God?
Yeah, sure.
So
my duty wouldn't do anything to infringe or harm upon anybody.
Okay. Do you believe that part of that duty would be to proselytize or evangelize or missionize or carry out the Great Commission?
I believe in, first of all, let me clarify. I believe in speaking about those things and witnessing when appropriate. I think one of the biggest. Let me give you an example, if you don't mind. It's kind of a parallel. When you see someone in a uniform, you recognize who they are. So when you see someone in your uniform and they're acting in a way that isn't supposed to uphold the integrity of their uniform, of how they're supposed to act, it's easy to spot them out.
Yeah.
Which is why I think sometimes the people that brand themselves Christians, for lack of a better term, and do things in a way that purport and do things that are completely opposite, I wonder how much they actually even read and know about what the way they're supposed to act. You're really just supposed to be good to each other and treat each other well. And John, I don't disagree. The Big Bang in Genesis, yeah, the waters from the waters. That's a really easy answer. And photosynthesis and your carbon. I mean, the science is there too, guys. I'm not one of those. I don't believe in science.
Okay.
But yeah, does that make sense? Yes. I wouldn't, if just because, like, for example, Jesus got persecuted, whipped, and hung up on a cross, and he wasn't disobedient. That's a good example.
Yeah, but there was an end game with that plan, right?
Yeah, cracking the code. Yep.
Yep. So, but here's my point. Like when I was growing up, I'm 50 years old. So when I was growing up, communism was still, there was the USSR and the Eastern Bloc countries, and
they made a war with a name.
I'm sorry?
The Cold War.
Yes.
It's an idea. It's an idea that you sell to the mass. I don't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to say I'm listening here.
Okay. All right. You're going to be one of these guys. Like it's going to be like herding cats with you, right?
No, but the herd mentality is very real, and I apologize. One of my personal flaws is I interrupt, and that's why I try to use it.
Okay, I'm still trying to get to the point about personal rights in relationship to governing bodies, because back during the communist period, that there were people who were not able to express their faith behind what they called the Iron Curtain. Christians were not allowed to worship openly except in the Russian Orthodox Church, and so Christians were breaking the law on a regular basis in terms of smuggling Bibles in and meeting together and so on and so forth, which was against the law of the land. Now, is that a law that you believe you would have a right to break, even though the government made it illegal?
Are you asking me personally?
Well, yes, because that was really the point of all of this. It wasn't about all the other stuff. It was, I'm asking you in terms of personal freedom. Do you believe that if you are commanded to do something by God, but the government says it's illegal, that you have a right to violate that, violate the government restriction because God commands you to do something else?
If I chose to do something out of my own personal choice and the freedom of choice and my own belief, in essence, if it was called to be illegal, and if they wanted if they chose to persecute me, I guess they could persecute me.
So you would obey God regardless of what the government said you could not, or what you could or could not do.
Well, I disobey God every day, and I disobey man every day when I speed down the road, But
Yeah, but that does no. Okay.
No,
Was it,
I'm not going to allow myself to be cornered.
Nobody's trying to corner anybody.
And I answered you. I said no. I don't. The ways of this world can only be, can only. I think it's funny the idea of matter can neither be created nor destroyed. I think that's only our fundamental way of understanding it. I think it's way more than that. I think it absolutely can be created. Obviously, it has been, hasn't it? Again, look, these are small little things that we're nagging at. I'd like to look at bigger ideas. Like, how convenient is, like, what do you guys think about the mass media? How you can go to college, but how hard is it for any of us to learn about how to actually build a cell phone? How much of that is farmed out? What about the science and the knowledge that they hide from the everyday schmo?
I don't think it's hidden. Just everything's out there.
Yeah, you can find it on Google.
Maybe, but it's this. You can do it.
Your infinity is an 8. That's an interesting symbol you just chose. I mean, that's obvious. What do you know about the numerology and the science? Like, do you guys think? Here, look, let's get topical then. If you want to get topical, that's about rights. What do you guys think about some of the lies that have been told to us that then you choose to believe? So you could say I choose to believe something, but then I would also counter there are many things that have been accepted. Why do we say the Pledge of Allegiance in the morning as young kids?
So wait, I think we are talking about the larger issue when we're talking about rights and where we think they come from on a personal basis.
Yeah,
and
that's already answered my point. If anybody else wants to chime in.
Right, yeah. Yeah, Ryan, you're going to have to kind of, I don't know if you have issues with, whatever, but I have to try to keep interrupting and changing of subjects to a minimum a little bit.
I agree, which is why I preface with I'll just try and sit back for a little while.
So Graham, where do you think your rights come from?
I don't know. I think we're born free, and that's just the way we are. Whether we belong to a society or in the wild or whatnot, we're born free, and I think that we just have those rights. That's part of us. It's I think we.
Well, could I say that? Yeah, I'm sorry. Could I say that? It's easy to say that as Americans.
Say again now.
Could that be easy to say as Americans?
Yeah, it's definitely easy to say in that context.
Can I bump in? I always hear Americans talking about freedom and liberty, and I have no idea what you guys are talking about. So can these terms be defined, please?
I like that point.
Oh, they're kind of bullshit on this side of the pond.
They've been lacking over the years.
But what are they in reference to? Like what does that mean to be free or to have rights? Or I don't.
Because we founded this country on freedom by enslaving and killing others. That's what freedom is.
Yeah, that's exactly what it means.
I don't know. I missed something there.
I think he was being ironic, and I agree with him too. Like, these people talk about their patriotism, which the intense patriotism is jingoism, which two major events you can witness jingoism are the Pearl Harbor and the 9/11 attacks. But however, we've been taught that this country was founded by pilgrims with this noble idea of Christianity and, to seek a better life. Oh yeah, let's move over, let's divide it into 13 colonies, let's have kings get their province, let's have kings have their land, let's sell it, mine it, make you a serf, and pretend that it's something else, and we'll call it freedom. Operation Enduring Freedom to me was always such a joke. That's all I have to say about that. You guys want to talk about symbology? How about that? That's like a neat topic instead. Like your yin and your yang symbol. Your 6 and your 9 and your peace and harmony through the black and white duality. Dualism in life, I think, is a very cool thing and a reality that regardless if you believe in God or no God, there is always duality, it seems.
It's true. Everything is all over the place, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's so quiet tonight. Why is everybody?
Well, because I feel like everybody. Well, look, get above the.
Yeah, right. Usually everybody here, we're usually pretty talkative, unless everybody's just tired. I don't know.
I'm sorry, I got tied up in the sidebar. What was the subject?
Oh, Grant, again, you know. That's 3 strikes, man. I should put you in the penalty box.
I'm still part of. I'm just part of a different conversation in the same room.
What's going on?
That's funny.
We've had enough of you, Grant. We've had enough.
I'm being dragged into the universe debate.
No, we're not.
What?
Well, how about this, guys? Since we agree on dualism, the opposite of left will be right, up, down, red, blue, hot, cold, good, evil, right? What's the opposite of time? I think that's always such a cool question. Never.
I mean, no time? Like, not everything has an opposite.
Oh, only time doesn't have an opposite, I guess.
No, I said not everything. I don't have an opposite.
You don't think you have an antithesis?
I doubt it. What would it look like? Would his knees bend the other way?
I don't know. What's the opposite persona? What's the opposite of yourself?
Right, that's a nonsensical question, so there isn't one.
So you're saying you're as unique as a snowflake, right?
I guess in certain ways. But I mean, in other ways, I'm made up of the same dust everyone else is. So
exactly.
Not at all.
I'll agree with you that, Mr. Joe. That's all I know you as. I agree. Everything is made of carbon. Dust. From dust to dust. I think it's very interesting that everything's made of carbon, and carbon is 6. Carbon is your biological life form, and the purest form of carbon would be broken down into coal. Coal in its purest form, you get little specks of dust. Your life. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
I meant to ask you the other day, do you have a like college level understanding of chemistry, how bond pairs work and all of that good stuff?
Me?
Yeah, stoichiometry, any of that stuff making
yes,
sense?
Yes. For lack of a better term, you could say I'm very learned.
Okay, you realize why carbon is basically fundamental to our life, right?
Yes, I don't disagree with that concept.
Okay.
But it's also beautifully, it's a perfect example again of how everything is connected. And to say you're an accidental explosion, I think is kind of foolish to say. Yes, there's disorder in nature, and I don't disagree with that. I think a big problem is the idea of, look, all right, fine. I know one thing, maybe even I got asked here, was because I do not think the Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles an hour.
At the equator.
No, not anywhere. If it was, why don't we have a better mode of transportation? That's the simplest answer. You could eject yourself up, let the Earth spin around, and land right back down.
Yeah, you can do that. You just have to break free of the atmosphere.
Can you break free the atmosphere? Do you know anybody that has?
Yeah, we put stuff up there in space.
You personally, sir. I mean, there's no offense, but it's the same idea. This is where it always comes back down to. You can't prove that you can, and I can't prove that there's God. And that's not the kind of debate I want to have. You can only show me things from pictures.
Oh, okay. I don't even know where to go with that. I don't even know where to begin with that.
Well, you just answered your own question.
Yeah, okay. You know, we do have things like GPS and
Your geopositioning satellite? Alright, why don't you look around at all the cell phone towers and how they actually triangulate your position rather than actually using a global positioning satellite. It's actually called global positioning synchronization, and it's not a satellite. And that's a fact. If anybody wants to retort on that, go ahead. But you ever think about how your satellite radio is Sirius, your Siri? Sirius, your Siri on your iPhone? Your Sirius? Your star? There's much truth in the stars. Whoa, I know! What do you guys think about, what else? What else is new? Do you guys really think Robin Williams killed himself and then you watch that story unplay? Does that bother you? Do you care about sports? Do you care about, what do you care about? Do you care about the border issues? Do you care about the UN? Do you care about the Africa? Do you believe in the New World Order? I'm curious, does anybody believe in the New World Order?
I do. I believe in the Illuminati.
Knowledge through illumination, truth through illumination, transcendence through illumination, yeah. Lucifer is your god of light. Who's also Saturn, who's also Kronos, who's also your seventh planet, who also has the ring, one ring to rule them all. Whoa, anybody want to engage? I mean, come on, that's cool.
I don't really disagree with anything you're really saying, so, I mean, I don't know what to add.
Well,
so much to choose from.
Yeah. You, John, with the Castro thing, the X, striking you.
You should be sorry for being
there.
You got interrupted there, Ryan. You asking me a question?
Well, no. See, I see Brother John, and then I see John, and I was saying, yeah, John, if you don't disagree, then yeah, you're on something. And Brother John, I still again want to say, you know, why did you choose the number 3 instead of the E?
I just have always found an affinity towards it.
There's a reason for that.
I believe so. I do believe that. Some part, not totally. Yeah, I believe in a little woo-woo.
No,
some people
yeah, exactly. Think about the area of the circle, pi r squared, which is 3.14. I mean, we couldn't even define the area of a circle accurately. And if we want to think we're so learned, I think kingdoms only have a certain capacity, a constraint, and time is the biggest one. Time is nothing more than a constraint on your rights, just like everything else. When you talk about rights, I think you have the right to break free of time. Because if you can control time, you can control everything.
Can time be an illusion?
Time is a constraint and an illusion of a world that we live in, which is why I don't believe in the ways of this world based upon time. Agreed. Or to answer your question, yeah, time could be absolutely.
Are you saying time is relative?
No, I don't believe in Einstein's theory of relativity. I think time is an only measurable result of how we observe things, of how we observe our days. I think we're always pressed for it. The only thing you ever want is a little more time. You don't want to make as much money. You want to make more money without having to devote the time to it. You don't want to slave away to the clock, but we all do. So who is our master? Our master is really time.
I always say that's why the only thing that really is now. Now is the same time everywhere.
Yep. Yep.
That's why I think time's an illusion.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, and think about it, like the daylight savings times, the time zones. Technically, we can all travel time if we just move to the left.
Hey, I talked to John May. I'm already a day ahead. He's in Australia.
Yeah, tell me the future.
You want the lotto numbers?
Yes.
You know, I keep asking you, why the hell are you going to just offer him?
95, 74, 12, 16, 32, and the Powerball number is 95.
95? We don't have 95 in our Powerball.
Oh, no, wrong game. You pick. I always
In the
pick
future,
Monday
we do.
Lotto. Which game do you want me to pick? Tuesdays or Wednesdays?
Exactly.
You gamble, John May?
All the time. I'm gambling right now.
Dinosaur yellow ball. Yeah, do you guys believe in dinosaurs? That's a funny thing. That's another funny thing. There's really no proof of that. You have a tooth and a bone found in America in two separate parts of the country, and then they invented the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Wait.
Doesn't it make you think-
Wait. You don't believe in dinosaurs?
Sure. Yeah. The idea that we live on fossil fuels, the energy. See, there's a big trick in the energy and time. Those are two fundamental lies. That the car didn't run off water. The steamboat was one of the fastest shut down things ever. And there's only a limited amount of petroleum, so we must barter and trade for it and put gasoline into our cars. We must, and you must pay us for it. You must listen. You must earn your money. You must pay your taxes. You must do what is right. What are your rights? Then you have the left, your left hand.
That's a good accent, Ryan. I like that. I don't this whole idea of fossil fuels. Listen, okay, I'm not a scientist. I didn't look into it, but I don't think that we get this oil from fossil fuels. I'm not believing that. I believe we're just extracting something that is naturally in the earth. I see oil, and we're extracting the very lubricant of the earth.
Or making it, right?
What does fossil fuels have to do with whether dinosaurs existed or not?
Because where do your fossil fuels come from?
No. That whether fossil fuels come from dinosaurs or not doesn't dictate whether dinosaurs existed.
Agreed. So do you believe they come from a bunch of fossils? Because I will say that I also agree. It's a compressed carbon. It's a liquid carbon form. You're right. Fossil fuels does not prove dinosaurs exist, because it didn't, in my opinion. Answer your question.
Wait, pardon, are you talking to me? Sorry.
Well, yeah, you asked a question. I responded. I will mute. I'm trying to chill, but everybody else seems to mute too. I mean, I'm all about the sharing of ideas, whether or not we agree or disagree. I think it's great to share, because you always have the choice.
Yeah, but
I don't. Yeah. Sorry.
I was just trying to understand why, if we could argue that fossil fuels, quote unquote fossil fuels, don't come from dinosaurs, that rules out the existence of dinosaurs.
Yeah, correct. And then I would also like you to give me a full, real skeleton of a dinosaur, not a model. Or look up the first discovery of dinosaurs and see how tricky they are. They lie. They show you a little picture, a fake little picture. And they build a fake little clay statue, and they say, artist's depiction. Wait, the newest thing is now they're just giant turkeys. Oh, wait, they're feathered birds. Oh, wait, dude, we're living around with gigantic, beautiful, great blue whales living under the sea and great giant birds that still do soar the skies. Nothing's changed. The idea only backs up the lie. So, yeah, they have. Why is the diamond so valuable? Because it's been compressed over time, right? Pressure and time. Again, the time constraint, I think, is something you should really pay attention to. Infinity. See your infinity symbol. I'm surprised you didn't jump right on that with your when I asked earlier what the opposite of time was, the opposite of time should be infinity. No time. You're 8. You're sideways 8. You're mitosis. You're 8, 8, 8. But anyways, see, I don't want to be too deep. I don't know. Look, do not mistake. I mean no offense. But yes, I am learned in all the topics that I discussed because I don't think you should be unlearned in something you're willing to put your own name to. All right, fine. Do you guys want to get old school? If you really...
No. I guess I mean, for me personally, I can only speak for me. I can't speak the group. You're a unique individual. I'm quite impressed with you. So I'm soaking a lot of what you're saying in.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. So yeah, I don't know why people take silence as it's dead. I guess that's where we get that saying, deadly silence. But I notice that happens in chats. Like, well, if there's a heated argument, everybody's waiting for that moment they could jump in. But then when you have all this extended silence, maybe even more than 2 seconds, it seems very awkward to many people. And to me, I find silence as an opportunity. I mean, it's part of the music. So it's not a bad thing. So don't take it as a bad thing so much. All right, Ryan? Silence is pretty good.
Do you find you get a lot of support for these ideas? Ryan, I'm addressing you.
I'm sharing ideas that I normally... Look, I don't work with you guys. I'll have a daily interaction with you. What I see is that men who like to share ideas.
Yeah, what I'm asking though is, do you find you get a lot of support for the ideas you're expressing here in the general community, outside of Google+?
I don't speak about them for the majority of the time, which is what I was trying to answer.
What sort of source material do you use to research and
countless hours of research I've done.
What I'm saying is, what kind of materials? Where do you go for this type of research?
I mean, I'm trying to answer your question. From straight literature books from the early ages to the internet to actual accounts, countless hours, days, months probably, because I do believe that if I am going to live in this world, I need to know what's going on. So to answer your question again, yes, yes, I've done a lot of research, but does it matter? Yes, I have a degree, but what is a degree?
What's your degree in?
What is a degree?
What is your
degree? Is a measurement. See, again, look, I'm not gonna.
I mean, I'm just curious. That's all. I'm just trying to find out, an anchor of where you derive your, worldview on.
God. Which I stated clearly. You guys asked me from the beginning.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, when I was asking, what literary sources or where do you find your research?
Sure. I mean, I've read the Iliad. I've read World War II books. I've read the Bible. I've read, the Quran, and everything is also another spinoff. I think there's a lot of copycat thesis, is what I call it in mythology, but also stems from the schism of the lie. I am very learned in math and science, chemistry. However you want to slice and dice it, you either have numbers or you have words, Grant. And I'm well equipped in both.
Ryan, are you still there? Did you get cut off?
No, I just felt like
I heard well equipped, and then it was like cut off, and then
Oh, well equipped in both, in words and numbers. That's all you have. And symbols, which also boil down to words and letters. Again, I don't want this to be all about you know what I mean, but
no, I know what you're getting at though. With what's a degree? Because I guess correct me if I'm wrong. What you're getting at
the
is
third degree, the
no.
degrees. I would say you're probably not thinking what I'm thinking. What I was going to tell you is how many degrees are there?
Well, in the real world, we kind of use an academic degree as a measure.
You mean the real world? You mean the learned world where you sit down into a study room? Have to raise your hand? No, you said the real world, which I think is actually kind of...
Let's agree that we both exist in the same world, and in the world that we exist in, there are schools, and we go to those schools, and we get a certain level
created by the Russians.
Okay, well, they're created by the Russians, but
the indoctrination, yeah. You become so indoctrinated, you can eventually become a doctor. Indoctrination.
Okay,
doctor.
Well, let's say you are a doctor. If you are a doctor in any given science,
we're not going to achieve anything if we're going to talk over one another. So that's the total opposite of silence.
I agree, and Grant. I mean, look, you're pining, but you're not going to mine anything. Like, I don't think you know what you're talking about.
I'm not talking about anything. I'm trying to get a basis for your experience.
I've already told you like 3 times.
Darting away from answering
anything. My blood type?
How you arrived at your conclusions.
I've already told you.
Just what is your answer?
Truth is simple. Lies are difficult.
Okay, let's just leave it there.
Ryan, do you believe the Bible to be the infallible, inerrant Word of God?
No, because the Bible clearly states it will be misconstructed and misused. Guys, look, if you're gonna want to try and pull something out of where we're either gonna learn from each other, or I refuse to participate in something where I'm attacked.
I'm not.
And I don't think you are. I'm just stating that.
Like, if I decided I was going to give a lecture on a specific topic, I would expect that people would ask me where, I got the information that I give up. That's all. I was making an inquiry. You make a lot of assumptions about chemistry and cosmology and, geography and things like that. I was just asking what your source material is.
And I think that's a fair question.
Yes, one that I've already answered. I don't need to repeat myself, though. I understand carbon chains, covalent bonds. I understand it. I know.
Well,
don't you think it's ironic that you think your chemistry is made of atoms, and that the story tries to boil it down for you from atom? No, that's just ironic, right?
I don't think those two terms are related.
Why not? What about your atmosphere?
Other than sharing a few letters, I think that's about as close as they come to actually,
So then you only have letters or numbers, right? Look, Grant, I appreciate you. I don't mean to cause you harm, but I think you're one of those. I think you are quenching and asking for truth. But look, I'm not your guy. I'm not going to do it. You have to find it on your own.
Oh, believe me, I don't think you are.
What? Quit.
I've heard that before, Ryan. The correlation that's been tried to be made between atom and atom. Atom is supposed to be like I think an Egyptian background with that as well.
Yep.
Right. And how the story of Adam and Eve is a metaphor for a splitting of the atom, right?
Yes, it is the splitting of the DNA. All right, I'm gonna Continue.
No, please. I mean, I'm just saying that I've heard this, so I'm kind of expecting, I guess, you to elaborate.
Okay, here, I would like to elaborate then, I guess.
Yeah, great.
The schism was created, the idea, look, here's an irony, again, and maybe the couple of guys who heard me say this the other day, is that it's ironic that most people are taught, even though it's not in the Bible, but the imagery that you have is that Adam and Eve ate from the forbidden fruit, which happens to be an apple, and then the idea of gravity was that is mass-based, okay, mass-based. The idea of gravity, the Newton theory, an apple fell from his head. Okay, so that's ironic.
Oh, wait a second.
Hold on.
I know, but it doesn't say apple in the
10
Bible.
seconds.
It doesn't say.
Adam and Eve didn't eat a fruit. What they did was split their DNA with the Nephilim. They fornicated with another spirit and species. Yep. It was a sex. It was pleasing to the eye. She bit from the forbidden fruit, and he bit from the forbidden fruit as well. It wasn't an actual eating. It was a split. It was a fornication. It was a... That's where you get your Cain and your Abel from, because they're both fraternal twins. Okay? One was of the seed of another. So there's the duality. You're good and you're evil, and there's your early split.
I can kind of see that, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, it's true. The idea of someone eating a magical fruit in a garden is foolish, but how do you pass down an aura, a verbal tradition? Okay, it wasn't before you had writing, you had to tell stories, so you had to tell them simple, and you had to use analogies. I'm going to use the restroom, I'll be back.
Who was the actor that said that? Oh no, it was Artie Johnson, right? And he did that comedy thing. Ah, very interesting. Which skit was that? Who remembers? Come on, people around my age.
You're talking about the show with all the flowers and stuff. Very interesting.
Yeah, the little guy always played the army guy, didn't he? And he used to say that. I'm not trying to.
Yeah.
What was the show? The name of the show?
It was one of the first shows that Goldie Hawn was on.
Right. Was that Hogan's Heroes?
No, it was a variety show.
Oh, okay.
The name is on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember it.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Nobody said. Okay, look. I type in very interesting, and Artie Johnson comes right up. And Jack Benny Pro. Wait. Rowan and Martin's laughing.
Laughing, that's right.
Laughing, yep. Shit, yeah. Damn, I remember that show. You don't get very many shows with two comedians. What's the other one with they have now? They're pretty funny. Guy from it's Peele. Was it Key and Peele? Is that it?
I don't know. I don't watch TV.
Oh, okay. Much? It's Key and Peele. That's what I'm saying. As of late, I haven't watched much TV either.
I don't watch any TV anymore. I mean, hardly. I definitely don't watch the news, which is your northeast, west, south, your news, your noose. Let it hang you. True.
I like your little play on word. But yeah, I mean, you're right. That's where they get news from, northeast, west, south. You're right there. But about the news thing, I don't know.
Look, guys, this is the big problem. The big problem is everything's about to come to a head here. There are so many tensions boiling in so many ways across the, for lack of a better term, which I don't, across the world, because I don't global. I think it's ironic that the first globe was also invented in the year that Columbus discovered America in 1492. Look it up. And
The first what was discovered? I'm sorry.
the first globe was invented
All invented.
in the same year that the new America, after we already had the Newfoundland right above us. This place was already scouted out. Don't believe history. 1984. If you control the history, you control the future. If you control the future, you can control the present. I mean, yes, I understand why people say, why people are haters. I don't believe in hate. Ain't no way. Ain't no room. There ain't no room for hate. Only love. But if you look around, like, they're just boiling up so many stories so that people can't believe them all, because what they have been doing to the masses is conditioning them like Pavlov's dogs, like your herd mentality, like your idea of fear. And nothing is better than fear if you want to control somebody.
That's
And
right.
they're like, hey, we got this war brewing over here now. We got this. If a real Hasidic Jew should know that they should rebuke the Star of David, the six-pointed star. I mean, that's a joke in itself. So you have that. We've had a Russell. Look, all I know is it's the old stereotype that Asians can't drive, and now we're saying that you better not fucking get on a plane with them because everything either crashes or gets shot down. I mean, it started with the Asiana Flight 777 in San Francisco, the story of me fly too low, holy fuck. If you think that was a mistake,
Like too low.
and then you had your Malaysian plight, your plight, and I said that purposely. It just disappeared, right? And then we had another one that just got shot down by the Russians, but we know that one got shot down. And now we have Ebola, and now we have the Mexican border, and now we have everything. Everything has come to some kind of tumultuous head, and
That's why you're right. It's not. Why watch the news and get all, bombarded in your
but
brain?
most people do.
Yeah.
People that watch the news don't get into hangouts like these, do they? Oh, well, I don't watch the news, so I know what I'm talking about. I don't watch TV, so I know. Look at your square. Look at the square. Salt is a cubic element. Saturn is your cube. Your 666 is your 333, is your 391, is your 911, is your fucking 2221, your 333. It's all there. Right in front of you. Your carbon is your 6. There's a constraint. Time is a constraint. YOLO. I see Reuben. Reuben Goldstein, you appear to me other than nothing than a fool, to be honest with you, because all you do is sit here and talk on the sidebar here. Let me even look. Oh, right. Oh. Let's talk. Okay. YOLO. You know what I call YOLO? Youth obeying Lucifer's orders, because the idea that you only live once is foolish. And the idea is that most people think of what Christians think of what heaven is foolish. All it says is you will break free of time, you will live forever. That's your opposite of time. There's your duality, and I tied my argument into that. The only thing that is opposite of time is no time, is forever. It's quite simple and beautiful. Until you quit slaving away for your dollar, I don't see monkeys. I don't see monkeys building houses for each other, wearing skinny jeans and fucking bartering for fucking bananas. I don't see them doing that. I don't. And who are you to swat a gnat? Who are you to kill a gnat on your arm? Are you no better than a gnat? You're not.
Reuben claims that the first globes were made.
I don't care what Ruben claims. He's an obvious fool. And look, I don't
Well,
care if
I'm
he's
trying.
either a troll or a fool. But go ahead.
I know from these chats for quite a while, and I haven't found it to be either.
Well, look at. See, against reincarnate path error. I'm sorry. Okay, whatever. Look, don't ask.
Okay, now you're turning out to be an arrogant asshole.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Okay, well then I'm gonna mute myself. A minute.
You know what?
I am now equipped to handle this conversation.
No, wait. Did you Photoshop that? Well, you actually made one and then took another picture. Okay.
Man, if you really did that, I really think that's fucking hilarious. That's awesome.
That was funny.
That's great. That's great.
But then he
way
take.
better. That's cool, man.
I'd just like to point out that Grant walked away to go make a tinfoil hat. That's now the 4th time that we know of that. Why do we let this guy stay in here? Like, he's not actually contributing anything. I say fuck Grant.
Yeah, and he walked away. He walked away.
I like how you. No, Joe's right though, man. Like, he probably didn't even know. No, he probably was. He probably was making it right next to.
Screw you guys! I got armor.
Oh, show us your. No, show me your tin shield now.
I can't help it that you guys showed up unprepared.
Do you got your salad strainer on your head?
No, I don't need to roll no saving throws either. I got fucking the helm of deflection. LARP on, people. I'm with you.
Now, like Grant, you do realize it. I mean, some things do seem kind of screwy. I mean, it's not beyond the, is it beyond the possibility that, there's a certain level of mind control going on? I mean, government uses this, huh, Grant? I mean, you recognize the possibility, right? Okay.
I agree that there is, misinformation out there, and I agree that, the media does control the conversation. I'm in on that. Yes, I believe greed drives politics and everything else, but flat Earth and all that other crap, that's just too far-fetched for me.
It's too hard. No, answer this question. Keep going, man. Quit. Leave me out of the question. Leave flat Earth out of it. Answer his question, man. I think you were on some of the good stuff, man. He asked you a good question. You were answering it. Like, leave flat Earth alone. Just let that one go for now. And talk about some of the mass indoctrination, the mind control, the music, the media. Please. That's what I like to hear. Like, that's what we need to realize.
Yeah, well, the thing of it is I, myself, can be a teacher. I don't have to teach in a university. I can open up a trade school. I can open up a permaculture campus. I can, show people how to weld. I can show people how to play piano or how to play guitar. I don't necessarily think there's this great indoctrination that goes on. I think in our core, we're able to, decide when bullshit is being pulled over us and when it isn't.
If I want to interject, but I want someone else to do it for me because I don't disappreciate your topic.
You tinfoil-hatted me, you bastards.
What if we can be fair? I mean, just because someone has, an idea that is definitely considered way out by most, is the flat Earth idea, doesn't necessarily mean that other things that someone might see or believe are actually crazy or wacky. See, I think there's a little injustice done to you, Ryan, because you're labeled with this flat Earth thing now. And this is what happens on the internet. There's these memes that go around. Hey, I got some pictures of people here. We make fun of their little sayings or something, you know. I got Rob Beasley and his no, 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 and his two wolves, and we got Michael. Let's go deeper. Now we have Frank, who's he's got this inner monster going on, So everybody's got certain things stick out about people, and then they attach this, and it could be negative, positive, just joking around. And unfortunately, there's injustice, I think, to you because you seem like a very smart, bright guy, and I can see some of your insights on where you're going. I get you. The flat Earth thing is, I think, has thrown Grant off
Hard
totally.
to understand.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I don't mean to. That's what I'm saying. Don't label me as a flat earther. That's just something that you can scroll through my Google Plus feed. That's easy. That's just a part, a very small part. Look, there's Lansing. Look, it's more than a flat Earth. Think about the schism that the idea of heliocentricity evolved, created by Galileo and Copernicus.
It evolved because of observations, though. I mean, we didn't have a way
Again, they are correct. They are only based upon observations. And I would ask you, how the fuck does NASA get all these fucking badass pictures that you can never develop for your high-powered telescope? How the fuck do they travel into space?
Ryan?
No, and I use flagrant language.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, language is fine.
How do you even know? So to call me a fool, when you go to the beach and you look at the horizon and the word horizon is horizontal, and then you're going to tell me it's round, I will laugh. I mean, the word horizon is horizontal. Horizon is horizontal. That's a very simple answer. It's created the idea that Catholicism has anything to do with Christianity or the word of Jesus. I don't even really like the term Christianity either. I love you guys. Look, respect. Yeah, I'm muting myself. I don't want you to answer me. Look, I'm not wrong, guys. You cannot prove to me that you are right.
I just want to ask. I mean, as far as this flat Earth thing, can I ask you? Is the moon round?
I will answer your question with another question. Can you explain to me how the Earth spins at an elliptical orbit at 1,000 miles an hour and has certain variations, which is why we use the Julian calendar of 365.25 days of the year?
My question was simple.
Can I explain? If the Earth is round, if the moon is round, I will ask you, why do we only see one side of a supposed moon? Why do we only see one side? And to say that it is round is not foolish to say also that it cannot. No. Yes, it appears to be round from the ground we stand on. Yes, it appears to be round, but ask me and answer yourself, why do we only see one side? Are we always in a perfect harmony?
Can I follow up with another question?
Absolutely. But did I answer yours?
Not even close.
I said it was round from our perception from the ground.
I understand, but you answered the question. You answered the question well because I'm trying to get back to the flat Earth thing, okay? So, and I'm trying to get your perception. So now my next question, and I can go here for all 8, 9 planets. Are the planets round?
Okay. Let me ask you something.
No.
I know. I'm going to answer the question with a question.
Is Saturn round?
What is the definition of a plane? Is it flat?
Plane is flat, yes.
I think I just answered your question.
So you think all the planets it's flat Saturn, flat Jupiter, flat Sun?
I will tell you that you're basing things of things you've never seen, only been shown. Believe half of what you hear, none of what you see. Planet, your plane, your flat plane, your horizon. It was a theory started in the 1500s. I'm going to say we learned a lot more than since the 1500s. And why should I still
By the way,
age-old theory. Why should I stick to an age-old theory? Could they text message back then?
Why are you getting angry?
People often confuse my excitement for anger. I'm not angry.
Okay. Your passion, right?
Yes, passionate. Yep. But to answer your question, think about it. Your planette. You're playing with the T. You're playing with the T. Bruh. Your airplane flies over the plane. It doesn't fly over the globe. Why isn't it called a globette? Why is it called an airplane? Why is it called an air globe? Why isn't an airplane called an air globe? Booyakasha, respect.
You can't understand how,
You don't disagree. I appreciate that. Look, imagine the constructs of the lies you've been taught to in the early age. We all have. We all have. I'm a victim as well. Truth is simple. Lies are complicated. It's so complicated to try and explain the idea that the sun revolves around the earth. It is so complicated. It is so hard to understand. You know what's not hard to understand? Good and evil. The truth. Be good to people. Love each other. Love each other. Give someone a hand. Nothing wrong with that. It's beautiful. Again, I digress. I'm going to mute myself. I'm surprised nobody's brought up the moon landing, by the way. Does anybody want to admit that that was a big propaganda mix, too?
Stanley Kubrick filmed it, right?
Stanley Kubrick?
Isn't that what most people say, that he
Stanley
filmed it?
Kubrick. Again, Kubrick. And yes, there is a part of that. And I don't mean to discount you, but I will also discount you as you asked for my accreditation earlier. I will tell you that no, it's Stanley Kubrick. With your double KK, just like your Kim Kardashian and your Kanye West. Booyah!
What?
Chemtrails? Anyone? Chemtrails? Anyone believe in that? Anybody see the planes that emit your clouds that you look at? Anybody have a problem with that? Anybody have a question about that? Anybody couldn't question that idea?
I'm dizzy.
I have. Theory is to change the weather, isn't it?
Hey, Benny, I think you captured Prescott's visage very nicely.
My big thing today, or lately, Ryan, is I've been on an anti-GMO kick lately. What's your feeling?
Good. That's good.
Okay. Yeah. It's not good at all. Fucking what they're doing with the food.
No, it's good to be anti-GMO.
You guys do realize that almost everything we eat is genetically modified, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when we decide to take the ripest and juiciest tomato off the vine and collect those seeds and then plant them next year, that's GMO.
Oh, that's a conspiracy, Grant.
So I'm just saying,
Put my hat on.
it's the same thing as selective breeding, except you're doing it artificially.
It's control.
I love it. I love my apples made in chemicals. I love it. I love my tumors in my brains. I love it.
I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is, have you ever seen natural apple trees?
Oh, by the way, don't you find it ironic, speaking of apples, that the bitten apple is the symbol of Apple computers?
And there's one bite out of it, isn't there, my friend? There's
That's
one
right.
little bite out of that apple, isn't there?
Right. The tree
What is that
of
bite
knowledge
of the
of good and
purpose?
evil.
It was bitten by the 1%, clearly.
There you go. No, maybe I think it was more than 1%.
No, but you're right about the genetically modified organisms as well. That is a big control thing. That will make everybody sterile. What you're going to have is population control. You have a food that will make people... Yeah.
Do you know what a banana looked like before we started modifying it?
Nothing like what it looks like now. Nothing like
That's
what
right.
it looks like
It was
now.
full of seeds. There was no meat. It didn't have any sweetness to it. It was damn near unedible, and it was about 3 inches long of fruit. Most of the fruit we eat now doesn't look anything like it used to when it appeared in the wild. It used to be very small, less juicy, you know, basically a skin over a seed. But we constantly selected for the juiciest and the most flavorful of the crops, and that in itself is genetically modifying those crops.
Grant, I agree with you, and look at the evil behind that. The control.
I mean, just look at how people are dropping dead at the age of 30 of a heart attack or cancers and disease.
That's chemical preservatives and pesticides and all that stuff. It has nothing to do with the GMO of the food, unless you're talking about, like, you know, the Roundup, you know, type of crop, which is different because they're actually breeding a plant with things that aren't found in the plant kingdom. Like, you don't breed wheat with fish to repel an insect. You know what I mean?
You're right. And see, I'm going to stop myself because I don't want to overtake.
No, but I'm just saying, though, a GMO is a term that gets flung around a lot, that it gets misused.
You brought it up. I said accurately. I said
Right, I was talking about the GMOs where some guys in a lab coat or in a facility fucking sticking chemicals with some other fruit DNA. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like where they're mixing like
Orangelo and Lamangelo.
I'm talking about Monsanto, who makes Agent Orange, who's developing our food. Think about that for a second. Agent Orange is what's making our food.
You're right. You're right on track.
It ain't making
You're
my
right on
food.
track of that. Orange, your color of insanity, right? That's what you've been taught. See, it's simple. Well, now we have a Tangelo. Now we have a seedless watermelon. Now we have a fruit that can only be eaten by humans, but no other fucking bug wants to touch it. And to say that that has no correlation between herbicides, well, why don't we just genetically modify a fruit that has natural herbicides into it and also makes you sterile? Why don't we control production of the population? Why don't we say that it's good for you? Why don't we make almost everything you fucking eat out of corn? Great idea, boss. And then you eat it. Hey, don't kick me out of the chat. I'll be back in like 10 minutes.
No one's gonna kick you out, man. No one's gonna kick Grant out either. I was.
All right, I'll take this. I'm sorry. I'm going to take this opportunity as a public service announcement. Okay. I open up this chat. When a person opens up a chat, anybody who's opened up a chat knows that you send out invites. Okay. And so I like to start the chat off with, you know, I have my circle that I invite into the chat. So, if the link, if we can in the future, if you're going to give out the link to the chat, ask me first, because I want to see, you know, it all depends to me on how the conversation's going and stuff like that, and you know, so you know.
I apologize, Brother John. I gave the link to Path. I'm sorry. I did not know that.
This is no reflection on Path or Benny. Not at all. Path has always been respectful. Benny, he doesn't say anything, but you know, I know, no disrespect. It's just I'm just, you know, it's just to kind of weed out other stuff. You know, it's okay. I'm just saying for now.
No one invited me. I crashed the room. And I'm not apologizing for it.
You think you got an invite and you know it,
I go
tinfoil
where I
man,
want because I have inane rights.
tin man.
I do apologize, Brother John. I did not know you would felt that way. I didn't know that's how you ran it. I should know after all these months of hanging with you. I should have known.
Well, I mean, you should know from just starting hangouts as well. When you send out an invite, you're not going to invite everybody because some people you just don't get along with, or you just rather not have in the room. You don't have them blocked, but you don't want them. Come on, we all don't get along with everybody. It's okay.
It's your shit, man. I should never took it over, man. I apologize. I'm an asshole.
All right, you're cool. I was trying to make a general announcement. I didn't, but I appreciate.
No, you should have called me out. It was me who did it. You got to call me out.
I don't have. Well, it's okay. It's all good. Let's go on.
John May, you're cracking me up with that drawing.
John May's been pretty quiet, man. John, I'm surprised you don't have nothing to say about any of this.
John is obviously concentrating on his artwork.
He's working on his okay. It is wild. That's cool.
I have to say, John May's been through some traumatic experiences today via Hangouts, and I think he's probably on the edge of a complete mental breakdown.
I was, and you know it too.
Wait a minute, Grant.
Go ahead.
Grant doesn't smoke. Grant doesn't smoke, John May, right? I don't think Grant smokes. Do you smoke,
I used
Grant?
to. I smoked for like 30 years.
You smoke black cigarettes?
No.
Is that colored rolling paper?
Well, I've had a blunt here and there, which is similar to that.
That is a great hat, Grant.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing about tinfoil. You can whip one of them together in half a minute.
Yep.
You know what's even more impressive is Benny's picture. Benny, man.
I'm oddly enough still wearing my hat.
Okay, Benny, you ruined it. What do you put on Prescott's forehead? The Ukrainian flag. Oh, the Romanian flag. Okay.
Flag, yeah. Perfect.
You're mad at the Romanians, Prescott?
No, not at all.
Oh, that's what this picture's telling me.
Prescott has a very soft spot for Romania.
Oh, you have a soft spot for Romania?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're the defender of Romania.
Oh, yeah. Kick your ass, you say anything against Romania.
You're part Romanian?
No, I'm a duke in Romania. I go there, I'm treated like royalty.
$5 Canadian goes a long way in Romanian dollars.
I see.
Here in Canada, who do I vote for? Who did I vote for the last time?
He votes for the Tories. Just a joke. Just joking.
No, I probably did
I'll be with Ryan on this one. It doesn't matter who you vote for.
Yeah, I think I probably voted for the Tories the last time.
So,
Okay.
we're still live here, and this is kind of dead air, somewhat.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Just for you, Grant. Oh, it says the one who walks away from his keyboard all the time.
I'm just poking a stick into it, so sometimes people forget what's going on.
Keep talking.
Circle of awareness, my friend. Circle of awareness.
I'm aware that you keep on leaving the conversation for no apparent reason.
Yes, you are correct. And if I didn't come back here armored, I would be having a mental breakdown like John May is currently experiencing.
Did I miss something today, John May? Have you been through something else? I saw that you went. I saw that you had an amendment ordeal. Was there more after that?
We were at Rob's hangout before we came here.
It was called a thermonuclear meltdown.
You were at whose hangout?
Rob's.
Oh.
And what was that about? Anything besides Gnostic Thomas and Jesus and wolves?
Well,
Actually, he started off pretty good over there. He kept on track with his theme for a good 40, 45 minutes. It was almost stimulating, and then it got into that realm where it stopped being a conversation and him kind of pontificating, and there was no exchange of information anymore. Kind of like what's going on here a little bit.
a little bit too hard to connect the dots in the end.
I think Rob's coming a long ways, though. He actually had a pretty interesting hangout.
Okay.
The three of us. Yeah, it was brilliant.
You can always count on a fellow Aussie to stand up for his brother-in-law.
I don't know if I like your attitudes.
No, no, no.
I'll tell you what, I love the taste of battery acid. Wow. Conspiracies.
Don't lose it, John. Don't lose it. Stay away
I
from
lost
the battery.
money.
Step away from the battery.
No, I couldn't help myself. I had to suck down a whole battery full of acid.
Step
You gotta
back.
go and do the thing out, and then suck that battery acid down. Oh, right. But I did have some razor blades afterwards. Yeah, I ate some of those. It was very stimulating.
You do realize you had a choice to stay there or not, or to even go.
You do realise that I lost every argument, though, don't you?
Both did. By
I
default.
didn't win. It was 100 points to Rob, none to me. I couldn't win. There was no way. He wouldn't even let me win. I thought I'd come close, but no, he just got me with those no-no-nos.
The
And I,
fix was in.
I tapped out. I tapped out.
The fix was definitely in.
But then, you know, I thought Grant, he was in there for a chance, but no, he lost every argument too.
We had this dynamic, which I thought would have been the code breaker, where it was like, okay, you realize no matter which way that argument goes, the result is going to be the same, whether you're right or wrong. Yep, I see that, but you're still wrong, and here's why.
No, he started off with, you're wrong, and I'm going to tell you why. So you lost the argument even before you even finished the question.
Here's where you're wrong, mate.
All right, but we're not going to bring that over here. We're going to stay away from that.
No.
Let's go back to
Grant, that's bullshit, mate. And let me tell you why. Gnostic Jesus saying number 554.
He didn't even trot Gnostic Jesus out. He stayed pretty much to task in the themes that he had set up for his room.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
What was the
Like
topic?
John May might have said, he might be taking his medication. Go ahead, Brother John.
What was the topic of discussion?
It was Cyrus the Great and Nostradamus.
Oh, jeez. Ugh.
And J.P. Morgan.
Hey, he had a compelling argument. Not, I mean, I give him credit for this. He's done some research. He's looked at the information. He's trying to draw a conclusion. So at least he's studying on it, and he's looking at sources. I'm not saying he's agreeing with the correct sources. I'm not saying he's not. But at least he's, trying to take part in the question.
And once he started revealing his sources, that's when I tapped out. I had to.
And that's what I was trying to express here. Was trying to get, you know, when you want to find out where the basis of somebody's, you know, view is.
Does anybody here have Rob blocked? Okay, you can tell me privately in chat.
I'll tell you privately in chat.
I like to invite him in now. I want to invite him in now. I think him and Ryan would get along well in some subjects.
Yeah, I
Ironically, hey, I just got back. I just got some more Vina.
I mean, not to call anybody out, but it's more than likely J-Dubs that has someone blocked. Not to call anyone out, but if someone has someone blocked, it's probably J-Dubs. Not to call anyone out.
I just, as a side note, but I would actually pay money to see Ryan and Rob have a debate.
You would pay money?
How much money?
How much? How much we talking?
Look, money has no value. The only value it has is what you pay for.
Okay, so you
Do you own a
have no
house?
problem doing it for free then, Ryan, right? All right. Thanks.
Yeah, but I would like to say something. Hey guys, I'm back. Thanks. I hope I didn't miss much. I would like to say that I really enjoy this. I actually moved on. I could converse with you all. It means a lot to me, and I like it. Like, it helps me get a load off my chest. I hope you all, I've learned some things from you all, and I hope you learn some things from me, or if not, whatever, but no harm. I will still always stick to that. I may argue, I may be abrasive, and I can be tactful, sure, but what I mean is, I don't wish you guys any harm, and I really was excited about it. My girlfriend thinks I'm crazy. She's like, why? Are you getting on some Google Hangout with people who don't know? I'm like, well, I talked to someone the other night, and they like told me it would be cool. And like, so I was like, you know, I thought about it, and I was like, okay, cool. So, just that being said, much love and respect to everybody. I don't care what you think. All I know is I believe in love with you, and that is true. No homo, for your lack of a better term, but much respect. So thank you again for.
No problem, Ryan.
I'm happy. This is like a highlight of my week, to be honest. How sad? You think that's sad?
I think we all feel that way.
You sound like I don't know. I'm getting like
genuine.
Well, I know it's like for me, what I'm hearing, it could just be me, and I'm just misperception. Okay, but I'm just saying, just sounded a little facetious. That's all. But
oh no, it's definitely not, man. No, it's definitely not.
Cool. Then I'm glad you enjoyed yourself, because you seem like a decent guy. Yeah, you got some, I think you're just trying to bring awareness. I hear you. You want to bring awareness to people.
No, I don't even need to. And that's okay. Again, that's why I'm going to be myself. I just like hearing. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to seem.
It's all right, man. You're cool.
I was just happy. I just came back. I just came back, so I'm
cool,
sorry.
Man. All right, man. It's all good.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, I'm glad. I try to make the room about this as long as we try to keep it civil, but where were we anyway?
What's civil?
What's civil?
Especially in these hangouts.
Well, I think we keep it pretty civil. For the most part. Train wreck is nice once in a while. It's entertaining. But it has its limits, so that's why I have Nephilim blocked.
Nephilims, yeah, that's an interesting name. But hey, did y'all change the topic?
I forgot what were we talking about before Ryan came back?
We were talking about Ryan.
We were talking about Rob and Ryan having a debate. Do you know Rob Beasley, Ryan?
Yes.
I should get Rob, Ryan, and Fiction Fighter.
I'm trying to get. I'd like to have Robin here, but someone has him blocked.
I think she would bring the, anchor to the logic of all.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who was the one that pirated their way into the conversation? I'm curious.
Remember, we are live, everybody. Just a reminder to everybody, we are live.
Well, then it should be topical.
Yes.
If you're gonna go live, if you're gonna try and meet someone on that level, then be topical.
Well,
Why don't you propose a topic?
Ryan, usually when I do open up a Hangout, I start out with a topic. Sometimes I just let it flow, like I'm doing tonight, kind of open, So usually we start out with a topic. Just didn't have one today because I just got back from a little trip, so I was just opening up to say hello, everybody, and let it flow. So no topic, but if you want to bring one up, and we can stick to one topic for long enough.
I do have a question though. How do I make? I'm not afraid to admit when I don't know something. How do I only make, like, when somebody is talking, it appear to me? Because right now all I'm doing is clicking on things, and all I see is your faces. Can somebody please just tell me how I only see who is speaking when they're speaking, like how it reverberates in that way? Like, what do I need to click? I'm not stupid, just tell me what to do.
Normally, the person, their avatar would light up in the center of the screen, but Path of whatever, he's got a hot mic, so every time somebody talks, his thing is lighting up.
I got Path blinking.
No, mine is only no Minicam, which is Ruben making fun of Rob, which I believe is the same Rob you're talking about, right?
Yeah, I see. This is what I was talking about earlier. See, this is me, Brother John. I changed the picture because we were talking about, we were talking about Rob's Hangout.
Again, can you just help me understand? What the heck do I click so that I can just see who is talking when they're talking?
Okay, if you have a white box around one of the people on the bottom, you need to click on that box again, and then whoever's talking will light up.
I think my problem is I have Windows 8. I don't know. Is that a problem?
When a person talks, the avatar, just like you see me now, that comes on.
But yours looks like no with Minicam.com?
Yes.
Okay, now could somebody please just pause for a second and then talk?
Testing, I'm talking. J-Dub's over here.
Okay, dude with probably a goatee, like yeah. Is that who just talked? Benny from E.
I'm John.
And Prescott. I just saw Prescott for a second.
Now, sometimes if you have your bandwidth low, you might not see the images either.
Okay. Again, I digress. I just wanted... Sorry. Thank you for the clarity. It's all cleared up. I enjoy this more. I was not being bravado. I enjoy it. Someone has their microphone on. That's a problem. I bet, or something.
Hold on a second. Okay, this is the problem. Hold on, everybody. Yeah, hold on. Path of Abraham. I got his microphone blinking.
That's what I said.
And I click on it, right? Okay, I'm clicking on him to mute him because I'm getting that, his avatar's coming up, so he's obviously picking up the sound. But I can't unmute him. This is strange.
You have to go to your control deck and click it from there. But from my end, Path looks fine for me. Nothing's blinking. I don't see no one blinking.
Yeah, his little microphone is blinking and his symbol is lighting up in the center of the screen, emitting static.
That is odd. What browser are you guys using?
Now it's not blinking.
I just lowered his volume. You should. Okay.
Could be an Internet Explorer issue if you guys are using Internet Explorer.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind.
All right.
That's a good point, but I want to make a joke. But oh my God.
No, we love jokes in the room, man. Give it to us, man.
Well, who uses Internet Explorer, your Saturn, revolving around your E? Now use the Global 666 Google Chrome. Your primary.
I have to be honest. I have to be honest.
Learn your primary colors.
I have to be honest. I do use Google Chrome only because it's what works with Hangouts. So.
Honestly, dude, that's obviously I am as well, man. That's not what it was meant. I'm scoffing. Hey, remember the days when you could punt someone off of AOL and use the dial-up connection and then like punt them off? Anybody? Come on. Do we have some old relics or what? We're all a bunch of nerds, and if you're not gonna pretend you're a nerd, if you're not gonna pretend someone in thirst, remember that shit? I bet you guys are way more advanced than me on that. Remember you could punch
I wasn't using internet back in the dial-up days myself. I wasn't lucky enough to have internet back then. Too expensive.
Yeah, well, like, the big deal then would be, like, if you have two phone lines. Like, well, I have one for my internet line and then one that you can call. Because it was, like, the idea that you could only transfer so much data through a bandwidth was sold to the mass public on a false idea. Like, it's so easy. All you need is a little bit of electricity. And so they did it right. They made it seem congested from the beginning. The idea that internet would be constrained from the beginning was a lie. But anyways, what do you guys want to talk about, man? I really enjoy this. I'm not trying to be facetious or pompous or anything.
Internet was useless to me back then because it took all day to download one porn image.
You'd just be giving it that knuckle shake.
He's joking. He doesn't look at porn.
Who does?
I probably would be in a very, very small group of individuals if I did not.
Yeah.
Nobody in this room looks at porn.
Well, one of us in this room is honest about it.
Yeah. To lie. Yeah.
The guy with the funny hat.
Yeah, I gotta admit, Grant, I appreciate your humor. Now, let me ask you a question. What do you think about the invention of aluminum foil and the microwave at the same time? I'll ask that. Guys, I think that's kind of weird. They used to call it a science cooker. I think the microwave is fucked up.
Wait, you're saying that aluminum foil and microwaves were invented at the same time?
I'm saying they're around the same. Yeah, kinda. But more importantly, like, think about it, man. That's what I think about. Think about things you don't know about. The science cooker. What you know about the microwave? Magnets. I think there's beauty in magnets.
It's a magnetron that basically accelerates a wave that I think activates on 106.5 degrees.
Grant, hold on. Maybe I should have prefaced with, I don't want Grant's answer. Because you would have told me that it will vibrate the water molecules in your food, which I already know that. Okay, I already know that. I want to know why I can't put aluminum foil in a microwave, Grant. If you want to go ahead and be bold and answer my question flat out.
I'm sure I could if I took some time and actually read it.
Yeah, exactly.
I just, assumed that they told me not to put my... Can I answer the question?
Yeah, answer the question.
Don't ask a question and then crowd me out, my friend. That's just rude.
Don't answer anything.
All I was saying is, and now you've made me lose my train of thought.
I've never seen Brother John mute someone before. That's the first.
Yeah, let me ask you a question, then all of a sudden I start answering the question and it's crowd me out. That's just, it's insane.
First time I heard Grant yell, 2 for 1 special.
I understand your frustration, yeah.
Yeah, it's getting up. I think I need more tinfoil, honestly.
Grant yells at me all the time. You just don't see that side of them yet.
There comes a point when you're just faced with such an illogical conversation that you don't know how to respond.
I'm sorry.
And it's okay. I appreciate that about you, Prescott.
I'll try to be reasonable, but there's just too much woo in there.
You're a beautiful snowflake, and I love you.
I agree, Path of Abraham. We do say axe a lot when we say ass, just like Canadians say a boot instead of about.
You can unmute yourself there, Ryan, in case you don't know how that works. All anyone can do is interrupt you from talking for a second. You can unmute yourself right there.
Thank you. Kindly, we'll digress.
And
So
I don't mean to yell at you.
The same question. Why is it? What's up with the fact that we can't put aluminum foil in the microwave? What's up with that?
Yeah, and what I was saying is, I've never really looked into why we can't. I just assumed that they told me not to put aluminum foil in the microwave because it was dangerous.
Offer any validity or any scientific reason to why you cannot.
Yeah, what I was saying is,
you have no background to say why you cannot.
We need to go through this again.
No, I don't want to. This is not going to be.
We might have to go above muting you. We might have to actually put you in purgatory. We might have to actually
answer your own question and to say that I'm ludicrous when you can't even answer the own question you're answered.
Ryan, you're not allowing him to finish answering the question.
He already said he can't answer it.
He was explaining. He was going on.
He's explaining to me how he can't answer it. I think it's.
You know what,
Don't
Ryan?
really? I mean myself. I will sit back. But to be fair, he did not answer a question of why you can't.
Abraham, you're going?
Foil in a microwave.
Sometimes we have a manufacturer's warning that says, do not use foil in the microwave. Now, I can accept that there's probably a pretty good reason for doing that when it says, physical harm may result or fire. I can take that as probably a bad, thing. I could probably pick up a book and learn why that reaction happens if I'm curious, but I was not. The warning was enough for me in that.
So you should have just said, I don't know, because brevity is full of wit. Brevity is full of wit. I would have appreciated a short, concise, I don't know.
I just take what authority figures tell me. If they tell me no, I just go with no. That's usually how I do it.
I like that answer. That's a good answer. That's hilarious and ironic. And see, that's beautiful. That's poetry right there. Whoever just said that. That was poetry.
I'm J-Dubs. It was slightly facetious, but slightly truthful as well.
Are you Jello?
I'm not Jello. I'm Jelly. I'm not Jello.
Well, your name on my thing says Jello. No, hold on. Let me see.
No, I'm Jello. He's J-Dubs.
Jello's the you'll see him once in a while. He'll whip out a blowtorch and yeah, there you go.
You're John.
Real quickly, I wanted to share with Grant.
I'm gonna mute myself.
I just wanted to share with Grant real quick. Look at that, buddy. Looks like breakfast, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
It's what do you got there?
Green grass.
Let me guess. Drugs.
Grass clippings.
It's basil, sage, and oregano.
Just distorted. I couldn't tell what you had there.
That to me, that's gonna make a very good meatball.
Yeah, well, this is actually making a red gravy. Actually, it's
looks awesome.
Gonna be delicious.
Can you roll it up and smoke it?
Cool.
Well, I guess probably, but I don't think it would do a lot for you.
We'll give it a try. You never know.
I like the guy with the Ali G character too, with the blunt thing. That's hilarious.
That's John May. Yeah, we got 3 Johns in here.
I know, and it makes it awful confusing.
And now we have 2 Prescotts.
Oh no.
Multiplying.
That's the first time I ever heard that in my life.
Oh no.
Well, actually, Prescott should count as another John too, because his name is John's son.
But
I'll give you that. Hey
All right.
guys, let's talk about this. Storming, norming, forming, and performing. So what are we gonna do about it? We can
Forming, norming. What? Say that again.
storming, norming, forming, performing.
Ah, lost me.
Yeah. Wait.
Is there a
We should
collective?
think
Is there a
God.
collective topic that we would like to accomplish?
All right. Go ahead. Touch upon storming.
Storming. Well, who else would like to interject? Come on, someone with some will.
Benny, what are you doing to my mouth?
I think he's making you into like Pac-Man. You're gonna be like chewing on something.
Be careful, Benny.
Well, I guess at this point in time, since there is a lull, we've gone about 2 hours already. I'm going to stop the live broadcast. Thanks.
Why?
Just the live broadcast. We can still talk off air. If anybody wants to send the link out, be my guest.
Yeah. Hopefully the link will go down in chat, and if you see the video and want to join us,
chat with
please
me?
come on in. And penis.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks for stopping by the Night Owl.
I know.